Hi guys, it's Wombat. In my last video I let Barry White do the talking. Unfortunately I had to let Barry go because Barry didn't do a really good job. So I let him go and I'm back. My voice isn't great yet. Never was, never will be probably, but it's worse than ever. It's getting better and I needed to post this update because, as I said, Barry did a horrible job. We have made some slight changes to the setup, and I've also updated a few files as well as added a couple of files. So for that reason we are going to go through all the maps one more time, and that will solve a few problems that have become visible that we found on the previous setup. One of the greatest things about this newer setup is that we have the background map available again, and another great thing is that we have the entire map visible. From my last video you possibly remember that we couldn't see the entire map. We had an area in the eastern parts of ROS that wasn't available to us. We couldn't see it. Now we can. And I need to give a huge shout out to Extremer for not only helping me point out how to fix the problem with the map not being visible fully. He also pointed out that there is a newer EAA and Promods fix that doesn't only, like the old fix, allows you to have Promods and EAA on the same profile, but also fixes a problem with semaphores on one of the prefabs. So thank you very much Extremer for that, and thank you for kindly again reminding me to add the Travemunde ferry fix. There is a problem with the ferry from Travemunde. The ferry disappears if you have Great Steppe. It's a bug on Great Steppe, fixed again by Extremer. So he kindly pointed me in the direction of that one as well, so that is here now. And of course possibly even the day or at least hours before I released my last video, YKSRSK was updated to version 1.8, so we've added that as well. But I think the biggest thing here is the slightly changed mod order. So even if you have or believe that you have a fully working combo, I highly recommend that you go through this again and do the same changes as I have done. Now normally I would at this point head into how you set the map up and what the map looks like, blah blah blah, but before I do that I need to point out one very important thing, and that is that if you have any problems setting this combo up, watch the entire video, including what I say at the end of the video, because at the end of the video I'll go through how you solve any problems you might have getting this combo to work. So I know how things works. People just scroll through the video and get to the juicy part, which is how you set the combo up. But again, go through the entire thing and listen to the video to the end if you have any problems. And with that said, let's have a look at what the map looks like. And here is the map, and as you can see there is a huge difference now between this map and the last map I showed you when I showed you this combo, and that is the background. We have the background back. The other huge difference is that thanks to Arias MEGAzoom version 2, which is available now, we are able to even see this part of ROS, which we couldn't on the last video, but now it is finally available to us on the map. So there is already two major differences. Another difference is, I don't think any of you, or most of you at least, will miss this, but a slight drawback on this map now is that we had a ROS city up here named, oh, they are named so stupid, they are named, let's see, there are cities like that here as well. Let's see if we can find one of them. There we have one, BY 1021 in this case. We had one of those outside Berlin, and we had another one somewhere around here in Poland as well. They are not available anymore due to the loading order. However, we had broken roads around here and somewhere up here where those two cities were located. There are no broken roads here anymore, so that is the advantage of using this instead, and of course having the background map as well. Let's go through the maps. We have Promods, of course, we have EAA, of course, and as I already mentioned, we have ROS. We also have Swedish islands, we have Emden, we have Paris, where are you? Paris, there it is, Paris. We have Paris rebuilt, we have Rusmap, we have the Great Steppe, and we have the road to Aral, the Great Steppe Addon. We have the road connections between Rusmap here and ROS, and also the road connection between Great Steppe and ROS. The road connection to YKSRSK from Great Steppe is here. YKSRSK itself, of course, and Romania extended, in my case version 2.2, which includes Chernobyl. 2.1, the free version, does not include Chernobyl. You'll have to upgrade to 2.2 to get that, and a few other cities here, so it will be a little bit more empty around here if you don't have Chernobyl. Sorry, if you don't have version 2.2. We have Afromap, we have PJ Indo, Antarctica, and finally Tasmania, Australia map here. Did I mention that we have Swedish islands here as well? Sometimes I forget to mention that, but yeah, that one is here as well. So that is the setup, and again, like I said in the last video, we do not have the Scandinavia mod. It needs to be updated first. We don't have Poland rebuilding. It needs to be updated first. And we don't have Southern region. It needs to be updated first. Period. Stop asking me about it. But that is the map. Let's move on to how you set this thing up. So finally, let's go through the setup itself. From the bottom, we have YKSRSK assets version 1.8. Then we have the Australia Tasmania model map def file, followed by my def quick fix, which is the ferry connection from Calais to Devonport. We then have Antarctica map version 0.8 map and def file. Now, if you have any problems downloading these two files, which quite a few of you have, try downloading it again and again and again and again. Eventually you will get the files. I have had cases where I have downloaded or tried to download the files 4 or 5 times even before I'm actually able to download them. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it other than encouraging you to try again and again and again. We then have Afromap version 2.0, followed by PJ Indo 2.65. Now this is, if you downloaded 2.65 early on, back in the day when I had my non-Promods set up only, you need to download these files again because the original 2.65 was not DirectX 11 compatible. the new slightly modified version is. So if you want to run DX11, make sure that you have the latest version of 2.65, and the only way to know is really to download the file again, just in case, unless you have downloaded it recently. We then have the EAA base map and the EAA mappa file. Then we have the optional power cargo and heavy cargo for EAA. These 4 files are all found in the description for the EAA video that I'm linking to in the video description. We then have Great Steppe model, map, def, followed by Road to Aral, the Great Steppe Addon, and the Great Steppe ferry fix. We then move on to Rusmap version 1.9.0, model 2, model, map and def. Rudy's Old City Names version 1.5. I'm linking to this in the video description. It is a Steam download, and to be able to add it to your active mods, just subscribe to Rudy's Old City Names on Steam and the file will be available here in the mod manager. So again, you need to subscribe to Rudy's Old City Names on Steam to get this file. We then have Russian Open Spaces model, map, Open Spaces vehicle, and finally vehicle truck. Then we have the 2 road connections between ROS and Rusmap, and ROS and the Great Steppe. These 2 files can be tricky for some of you to download. Not everyone, but some of you are having problem with these. The people I've seen reporting it are people located in England or the UK and Germany. That's where I've seen people having problem downloading these files, and there is unfortunately nothing I can do about it other than encouraging you to try to use a VPN connection instead. Now, if you don't know what a VPN is or how you connect to a VPN network, it isn't that difficult. Just Google it. There are VPNs that you can use for free, and these downloads are very, very small in size, so it doesn't really matter how fast or slow the VPN connection you will get is. You should still be able to download these 2 files with a little bit of effort. Then we have the Russian Open Spaces 7.5 English city names. We have, and you need this one in some cases. I've seen people reporting that they don't have city names on ROS. You need this file possibly. Depending on how you combine ROS with Rusmap, you need this one for the city names to be visible. We then have Promods model package 3.2.1 media package, map package, moving on a bit, map package there, definition package and assets package. We then have the updated Promods EAA connection or fix by Extremer. Again, Extremer, thank you. I owe you for both this one and the Travemunde ferry, which I'm going to show you, which I showed you earlier. We then have Promods 2.41 and Rusmap 1.9.0 road connection version 3. And then we move on to Romania Extended. It doesn't matter if you are using Romania Extended 2.1, which is free of charge, or 2.2, which costs 1.5 euro, or if you are a premium user, you've already paid the 5 euros you have to pay to be able to download all future versions of Romania Extended for free. Again, it doesn't matter if you are on 2.2 or if you are on the free 2.1. What does matter is that if you are on 2.1 instead of 2.2, which I am, you will have to use the road connections made for 2.1 instead. And that goes for the English city names as well. But again, I'm on 2.2, so we have file number 4321, Promods to Romania Extended Road Connection. We have Romania Extended to Rusmap Road Connection, Romania Extended English City Names, YKSRSK Def and Map version 1.8, and the old, still legit YKSRSK 1.7.1 to Promods 2.41 Road Connection, and the YKSRSK Bosnia add-on. We have the Great Steppe to YKSRSK Road Connection, Paris Rebuilt, Emden, and Swedish Islands. Above that we have two crucial files, the DX11 Fixed Roads, which fixes flickering roads and terrain on your maps, or some of your maps. If you have that problem with flickering roads or terrain, add this one up here above all your other maps mods and see if that fixed the problems. Doesn't matter that it's named DX11, this one works with DX9 as well, and possibly, quite possibly, with OpenGL as well. It's not a DX11 specific fix. The reason it's named DX11 Fixed Roads is probably because we saw this problem with flickering roads on DX11 in the beginning. From then on we later on saw the problem on DX9, and now lately even on OpenGL, but I'm betting this one works no matter what version of the game you are using, DX9, DX11, OpenGL. And finally, on top of everything else, we have Aray's MEGAzoom, and this is a new version 2. And this one is the key to having a working map where you are able to access the entire map. One thing to say about this is that if you have to, since we are using this MEGAzoom, there will be some slight issues with the GPS. Not that the GPS won't work, but some of the icons will possibly not be visible. The GPS will be a little bit weird in some places. It's not like it's not gonna work, but it's not gonna work 100% like it's supposed to do, and I think you can see some of that in my driving videos, or the parts of this video where I am hauling. It's not something that worries me any bit at all. And now that we have voice GPS, maybe we don't even need to worry about the GPS at all. But there is that tiny drawback using the MEGAzoom. My idea is that we don't really have a choice. We have to use the MEGAzoom so that we are able to see the entire map. That's the problem with having these big map setups. There are drawbacks to it, and the GPS detailing isn't as good, and the GPS isn't as accurate using this one as it would normally be. And that's it. Now, of course, as I said in the beginning of this video, if you have any problems, watch the entire thing. And here comes the part that those of you who have problems setting this up needs to listen very, very careful to. If you download all these files and have crashes while loading, the first thing you need to check is that you are on version 1.35. Doesn't matter which final version you are on. I'm on 1.35.1.13, I think. Doesn't matter if you're on 14 or 15 or 16, that isn't important, but it is important that you are on one of the final versions of 1.35. The other important thing is that you have all 5 map DLCs. If you only have 4 of the map DLCs, the game will crash. Third thing is that it's very, very important, obviously, that you have the exact same loading order as I have. If there are anything there that is placed even slightly different than I have them, you will quite possibly have crashes during the first load anyway. And finally, if you have crashes and you have checked all the other things, make sure that you are using the exact same versions of the map mods that I am using in this video. Links to all of them are found in the video description. But that is something that some people assume that they have the same versions as I have, when it turns out later on that they don't actually have. So make sure that you are on the same versions as I have. And lastly, about the loading order and crashes during loading, if you have any other mods on there, get them out. If you do have a profile that you want to use, clear it of all mods. Make sure the profile still works, and when you have verified that the profile works without any mods, then you add this map combo onto it, and only the files that I am using in my video. Then the map will guarantee it will load, no problems. I'm almost willing to guarantee it. I haven't had a single case where the user have been on the same version of the game as me, have had all the map DLCs required, have been using the exact same versions of the map mods that I use, and have no additional mods on the profile, and also have the maps put into the active mods in the correct order. That doesn't work. I have never had any cases where that have happened. But I've had a ton of situations where people have been on other versions of the game, don't have all the map DLCs, don't have all of the mods that I'm using, or quite possibly they have had other mods there as well. Once they have straightened that out, their loads have been working as well. So make sure you do it like I do it, and it will work. Period. And with those harsh words for you, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe as well. And I hope to see you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.